All right, my beautiful Leos, Saggies, and Aries. Thank you so much for watching this. So what happened was I was doing the November monthly readings. I'm getting all those videos together, and I'd been channeling so much that I needed to take a break, right? So while I'm taking a break, I see this spread that comes up on my feed on one of the social media for the full moon in Taurus. Well, because I have to go all the time, I'm like, oh, I can do that for them really quickly. So I got everybody's out except for you guys, because then I had to go cook my famous tacos for my niece and nephew. So here I am. I am releasing this for you. This is going to be Leo, then Sagittarius, then Aries. This is the full moon tarot spread. So it's just a simple 3-card spread, but I liked it because it has the questions are what I would ask for this full moon. So we have this beautiful Taurus full moon going on, and it's going to be in different houses for different people, different areas. I've done the astrology video already, and so full moons are about releasing and letting go, but they're also about illuminating, and that's what I liked about this particular spread. It's about illuminating that part or that area of your life that you hadn't seen before. Something's going to be illuminated. This is a special full moon because we have Uranus that's talking to the moon, and then we have Venus retrograde that's talking to the sun, and they're opposing, right? So there's going to be a connection there. There's going to be some give and take. There's going to be something going on where you need to, or want to, or would like to, because you can do whatever you want, let go of what no longer serves you. And I've said this in my other Taurus video with the astrology. The question you need to be asking is, what is it that I can let go of that's going to allow me comfort, security, and luxury around me, right? So if that's a relationship, if that's a fear, if that's a friend, if that's a business partner, if that's some money, then this will help with this tarot spread. I hope helps you with that. Okay, so let me do Leo first. My lovely, luscious lions. And I have been shuffling and shuffling, so I'm just going to cut them for you guys, and then we'll begin. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what can no longer be hidden? So what is going to be revealed to you in this new moon? And I feel like it has to do with Uranus. Okay, so Leo, the full moon is going to happen in your house of career, in your house of accolades, in your house of the public life, in your house of your life purpose. And so what's opposing, so that's where the moon and Uranus is going to be. If you don't know about Uranus and you don't watch my astrology videos, Uranus is the planet that likes to shock and awe. It likes to shift you. It likes to shift situations. But it does so that you can be liberated. It's that thing where something happens to you, or a situation happens, and then later on you're like, you know what? Thank God that thing happened, because if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't have gotten here. Right? It's that thing that liberates you. It may not feel like it at the time, but that's what it is. So, and that's where the moon, which is going to illuminate and show something, and Uranus is going to shift something. Now, what's opposing where the sun and Venus retrograde is, so Venus is retrograding over there, having you amend, revise, rework, reorganize, kind of look within and see what's going on with relationships, with love, with money, and with even luck, right? That's going to be in Aquarius for you I'm sorry, not in Aquarius, in your 4th house. So this is the house of home. This is the house of your DNA, your lineage. This is the house of where you feel safety, security, and all of that, right? And so the sun is talking to Venus retrograde over there, which is going to clear something up. And then you've got this shift going on in your house of your 10th house, where it's your work, or like maybe you're going to get more responsibility. Maybe you're going to get that position. Maybe it shocks and awes you, and you get that bonus, or something is going to happen. But because you get this, maybe you have to let go of some free time. Maybe you have to let go of, get a vacation, like something like that. Something needs to be let go as this shifts. Does that make sense? Okay, so well, let's see. So the first position, or the first question I'm going to ask again is, what can no longer be hidden? What's going to be revealed to you in this full moon? And so, wow, look at you, Leo. Okay, so you have the King of Coins. So I feel like there is either a person that's very stable, that's going to, so this king, it's not gender specific for me, it's more about the character. So this king works really, really, really hard. They've been through a lot. They know how to manifest like nobody's business. And they're very stable, and they're very secure, and they're very quiet, because they're usually focused on one thing, and they usually know the 10 steps that's going to take. They won't take a step until they know all 10 steps that's going to get them to their goal, right? And so what's going to be revealed for some of you is, I feel this two ways. I feel like some of you need to step into that energy and not do things so fast because you're overconfident. Yeah, I do feel that with some of you. That's not a lot of you, but that is some of you. For others, I feel like this shift is coming because this person is influential and maybe coming to meet you, coming into your area. And I feel like they're here to help you. But you're going to have to put your ego in balance with them. I don't feel like you have an imbalanced ego, a lot of you. I feel like you know how to you've been working with that for the last like year or 2 years. So just know that this person is coming to help. Some of you, like, I also feel like this person could come in and say, hey, I believe in your business. I want to buy in. Or I believe in your business. I want to be a client of yours. So I feel that. All right. So the second is the release. So the second question is, what can I let go of in this full moon? What can I let go of that no longer serves me, that's going to help me progress, that's going to help me feel better? And you have the Knight of Swords. So some of you, I feel like this is a person that has come into your life. I feel this two ways. So I feel like this Knight of Swords is this beautiful knight, and he or she is here to be what you're wanting and needing. But in that, I feel like you've gotten a little lazy. This is not for everybody. This is relationship wise. I feel like you've gotten a little lazy and you're not wanting to make a decision about this person. Yeah. And so I almost feel like this person you've held on to longer than you've needed to hold on to them. That's what I feel like. So that's for some of you. That's not for everybody. So for others, I feel like if you got an offer that looked really, really good but came from nowhere, you may need to let that go. You may need to release that. Like, I feel like maybe you didn't take it and now you're like worried, you're upset. This is not everybody, but I'm feeling like you're anxious and you're doubting yourself because you didn't take it, or you're doubting yourself because you didn't. And some of you didn't take it because you kind of innately knew that even though it looked good, it wasn't it. Okay, so, but now that it's gone, you're like, man, I should have taken that, or should have done that, or should have like, and I feel like you were on the right path not to take it. So part of that is letting that go. For others of you, I feel like this is a past relationship. This person was very gallant. This person energized you, woke you up, stimulated you mentally. Male or female, kind of depends on, who you dated. But this person was almost like they were everything that you were wanting and needing. And you haven't let them go in your heart. Like, you still think about it and mull over it and haven't released that. I do feel like that. This person was probably an air sign. They don't necessarily have to be an air sign, but they probably had a lot of air in them, and that would be Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. I do feel a lot of Gemini, and I do feel Aquarius. Oh, I feel all three. I feel Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. I feel all three. So less Libra than the Aquarius and Gemini. So I feel like that is what you need to work on and let go of, is that trying to hold on to that old reminiscing and bond, because it's deterring you and it's keeping you from your abundance. So you may want to ask your higher self, your guides, your angels. A lot of you are connected to angels. So you may want to ask your angels and your guides, how do I do this? Can you help me see the bigger picture? Why did this person come in, and how come that didn't stay? How come we didn't stay? How come we didn't grow? How can I release this, right? All right. And so the last question I'm going to ask, this is the transformation question. What is getting ready to emerge? So what is going to manifest? Because remember, as you release, you then have room in your energetic field for abundance, for fate, for miracle, for destiny, for all that stuff to come in, right? And so what's going to emerge? Where are you getting ready to go? What's manifesting for this full moon? And you have the Star card. So for some of you, I feel like you're being blessed by the universe. And the reason they're not giving me specific, because they know that this is a big group, but also because for some of you, it's what you're really wanting, what your heart's been working towards. It's what you're really wanting. They're letting you know that you're headed that way. That thing is emerging. That thing is manifesting. That situation, that relationship, that money, that stability, whatever this is for you, I feel like that is emerging. Yeah, I feel like there's some things that are going to be manifested for you if you release. So the second thing that I'm getting is that some of you have this person coming into your life. Obviously, this is an Aquarian. If they're not an Aquarian, they have a lot of Aquarian. Like if they're not a Sun Aquarian, then they have ascending Aquarian, or they have Venus Aquarius, or they have a lot of Aquarius, or they have a lot of planets in Aquarius. So I do feel like that's where you're headed. I feel like when you release this person, I feel like you thought this person was the king or queen, and they weren't. It's always the one before the one that's really, really hard to get over through. So I feel like this was, for a lot of you, the one before the one. Does that make sense? Okay. So for others of you, this is like the blessing. They're saying you're aligning, you're going to get manifestations. It's more than one thing, but it's where your heart's been going, right? And I will say that for some of you, it may not look like a manifestation for you in the beginning. Like you may think, what is this? I didn't get what I wanted, but it's leading you to get what you want. Does that make sense? You just have to get through this part. This is that energy that I can't explain because this is going to take too long, but it's the vibration before that manifestation. Does that make sense? Okay. I can get further into that, but I don't want to do that. Okay. So next are my beautiful Saggies. For Sagittarius, we're going to use my good old trusted Gilded Tarot. Those other cards were the Tarot of Dreams. You guys know I usually only use my I Love Cheeto, his cards. So I usually use just his, but I don't attach myself to any of them, any cards, but they're just usually the ones that are out. And I know you guys like to see them on film, so they look really good on film or on video. All right, Saggies. So my beautiful Saggies, this full moon where you're needing to release, remember, you're going to have Uranus in there, or you have Uranus in there, and it's talking to the moon, while the sun is in your 12th house with Venus retrograde in there. So if you can think about it this way, the 12th house is your subconscious. The 12th house is the endings, the completion, the place where you have your past, present, and future lives. So the 12th house is your subconscious, where the 6th house is your conscious, right? So the 6th house is the lifestyle, the choices and the issues, the choices you make to have the certain lifestyle, to have the certain schedule and day-to-day life, because you make those choices. You consciously look at those things and choose your lifestyle, right? That's the 6th house. It has to do with your health and well-being as well. So the full moon, there's something going to be in this full moon in this house that and I don't feel like it's bad for y'all. I feel like there's like the shift coming where you're not going to have to work so hard. And I am really, really excited about the November videos. I don't want to talk too much about that, but Jupiter's going into your sign, baby. And Jupiter is your ruling planet. So it is going to be a very, very different energy. There's no more like desperation, hardship, things not working because we had to go through Scorpio. It is now going to be in this lighter, optimistic Saggy side, right? And so we're just going to bless us Saggies. Remember, I have Saggy moon. Us Saggies are going to bless our optimism to the universe, to the globe, to humanity, right? And everybody's going to be feeling it. So I feel like something's going to be lit up. Something's going to be illuminated in your sixth house. Something needs to change in your sixth house. Like consciously, you need to like, okay, I'm only going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to take care of myself. And I'm going to make sure and I have this schedule and this schedule and this schedule, but I'm going to have time to love myself as well. Like stuff like that. Or this person doesn't need to be because they're making me ill because they're taking all my energy. Like this is that kind of house. And so in this full moon, something's going to be shown to you. Uranus is going to shift something, but it's so that you can be liberated. Now, the opposite is that 12th house, and it's going to have the Sun and Venus retrograde. So Venus is retrograding right now, which means there's some adjustment in money, relationships, love, luck, all of that, right? And so with it talking to the sun is going to clear something up for you to be able to adjust that, right? But you don't have to really do this because this is all subconscious. I feel like you'll get it in your dream, or you'll get it in meditation, or you'll get it in synchronicity, or somebody will come and, like, I know a lot of you Sagittarius probably have this, where somebody comes and says the exact thing that you said, that you told the universe or you told God, like, if you want me to do this, then this needs to be said. And then somebody will come and say the exact thing, and you'll be like, oh, okay. Like, I know y'all have had that. So, so something like that will be cleared up where you'll have to adjust. And I know I've been shuffling your cards a lot, but I wanted to say that. Okay, so let's cut these cards. Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes when I channel, I can like start talking. Oh my God. I know I get on my nerves. I don't know how y'all don't get. I don't get on y'all's nerves. Okay, see, I have that Saggy side. I laugh at everything. Okay, so here we go, Saggy. So the illumination. What can no longer be hidden? So what's going to be revealed in this full moon, right? So what's going to be revealed is so this is the Four Cups. It's really interesting. So the Four Cups is like this meh, you know, like this where you're like, I need some rest, and I see that I gotta go further, but I'm kind of like not having it right now, and I'm not even fighting about it. Like, it's just kind of this eh. And so I feel like for you, what I'm seeing, because it's not like this for everyone, but what I'm seeing with this is that what's going to be shifting in your, so what the full moon is bringing and what's going to be shifting with Uranus in the sixth house is that you're going to get some time to rest. You're going to get some time to rejuvenate. You're going to get some time to be blessed and given energy and healed, right? Oh, that's a big thing. A lot of you, if you've been dealing with some health issues, I feel like there's some healing coming. I definitely feel healing coming. So, yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm seeing like some, this is weird, because I'm seeing like very, very few of you. Like, this is not everybody, but I'm seeing where somebody is like, they couldn't figure out what it was. I was having all these symptoms, and I went and had this treatment, like Reiki or something, and then all of a sudden, bam, I don't have it anymore. Or I had hypnosis, and bam, I don't have it anymore. Like something like that gets shifted. But there is some healing going on, and I feel like your schedule is changing, definitely. I feel like you're going to be now able to enjoy these cups as you get energized, as you get healed, as you get clarity, as things begin to come to you. Okay, so that's what's no longer hidden. In a physical sense, I feel like money's coming to you, maybe a relationship, maybe a good friend, maybe somebody that helps you out with your work or with your career or with your life in some way. That's what I feel like on a physical sense. So the next question is the release. So what can I let go of in this full moon to help? So a lot of you are dealing with this past love or this past person that did something where you felt like they really betrayed you. But you kept moving and you didn't mull over it, but it's still there. And this is the King of Swords. So this person, as much as you open their heart, they can be aloof, right? That's who this person is. And they were a king. But I feel like both of you chose to walk away. Yeah, I feel like something happened and both of you chose to walk away. So I feel like you're not with this person, you haven't been with this person, but you still have the remnants, and you've been trying to like get through that last remnants of them. And let me say this to you, because they're either an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or will have a lot of that in them. No, they're one of those. So let me say this to you. If you've been working through this because I'm seeing this like a year, a couple of years. You've been working through this and you think you got it handled, and then all of a sudden you find yourself thinking about him and there's this emotion. You're like, what the heck? Like, I thought I got through this. That's because they're thinking of you. They're still holding on to you. So you need to ask them spiritually, energetically, to let you go, to release. Yeah. They don't have to cut you off, but just to release. That's for some of you. For others of you, what you need to let go of is this need to hold on to things that are... I'm feeling like there are some things that you feel are important, and they were back then, but they're not now. And so, because you're a different person, I don't know why I'm getting this other stuff, but I feel like because you're no longer there, it's time to release those old habits of fear, a lot of fear that you used to have, but you don't have it anymore. But you still kind of have it as a habit. Does that make sense? For others of you, it's this old way of thinking. Like, let me give you an example. So this person came and he or she hurt you, and so you're like, well, it's always going to be that way, or somebody else is going to come hurt me, or da 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 da. Like, it's this old thinking. It's this old mentality, old thinking that you need to release. Okay? So, ask your guides, ask the universe, ask God, Source, Oneness, and ask your higher self. Yeah. How do I do this? Can you help me see the bigger picture? Can you help me understand why that person or this situation came into my life so that I can release this and move on? Okay, so the third one is the transformation card, which is what is getting ready to emerge or what is getting ready to manifest. And so I really don't like that. Saggy, what's up with that? So I can see that y'all are worn out. Like, you guys have been working really hard. So, and I feel like you think you should have... See, you're harder on yourself, because I feel like I should have already gotten over this, and I'm not over it. Like, this is ridiculous. I feel like some of you are like that. Okay, so the Five of Cups is about looking in the wrong direction. It's about worrying about what you don't have, what hasn't come, what isn't. And that's not you usually, Saggy. So what's going on here? Because what's emerging is this change in perception. Okay, so that's for some of you. I feel like some of you, it's this change in perception that's needed. And how do I say this? Because I'm feeling like, so Saddies, so most of the time you're optimistic. Really, all of the time you're optimistic. You see the best in everything, right? But I feel like you're so worn down and things just haven't gone your way, and you have such faith. But it's like, when is that going to end, and when am I going to get the physical reality of what I know to be true, right? And so where you're headed and what's emerging and what's going to be manifesting is you switching and looking at what you have, at the abundance, at the things that are coming in. So for some of you, I feel like that's actually you're switching your perception because things actually start coming in, and that's what's emerging for you. For others of you, I feel like it's just too much and you've given up, and then so you begin to look at what I don't have and what the universe didn't show me and what I thought I knew to be true, and am I just crazy, and this is all BS, and da 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 da. Like, oh, some of you Saggies are kind of mad. So that's very few of you, but I do feel like that. So either way, what's emerging or what needs to be emerging so that you can get to your abundance is changing the perception. Just hang in there, Saggy. I promise. November is going to be, I don't even want to say like the greatest year, but it's going to be a really, really good year because Jupiter's going into your sign and it's going to be there for a year. So the way that the universe has been handling things, the way that you've had to work so hard, the way Saturn's been making you really work in your second house, like it's going to change. You've done all the hard work and you're right there. Don't give up. You're right there. That makes sense? Okay. I hope I helped. I didn't want to go too far deep into this. All right. So last, but certainly not least, are my ride or die Aries. So my beautiful Aries, give me just a second. Let me shuffle these cards. I want to make sure that I really shuffle them. So Aries, this full moon for you guys is going to be in the second house. So the second house is about the money you earned, about the value you have on yourself or you have to yourself. It's about value that you keep, right? The valuables that you have, the money that you earn, the value that you put upon yourself. Like how valuable do you see yourself, right? That's what the second house is. And so with the moon there and Uranus there, there's something that's going to be shifting for you. A shock and awe maybe, that's going to allow you to feel better, right? And so in this full moon of Taurus, you need to ask yourself, what is it that I can let go of that's going to allow me to feel safe, secure, comfortable? If that means financially, if that means love, if that means a relationship, if that means with family, whatever that is, what do I need to let go of so that I can feel that, right? And so with the Uranus talking to the moon, and the sun's going to be illuminating something that was not shown to you before in the second house. Something is going to be shown to you and something is going to shift. But the opposite of that is your 8th house, right? And so the 8th house is other people's resources, other people's money, right? Shared resources. So second house is yours, what you earn, your value, your valuables. 8th house is other people's. Bank loans, grants, inheritances. If you have a partner, if you have a business partner, if you have a spouse, it's shared income, shared resources, right? That's the 8th house. Well, that's where Venus and the sun are going to be, right? Or that's where they are. And so they're talking to each other, but Venus is retrograde. So Venus is Venus is having you re-examine, amend, adjust, revise something in this 8th house that kind of you didn't know how you were going to do this, but the sun comes in there and talks to Venus and clears it up, shows you how to do this, right? But it has to do with your second house. It has to do with your value. So how much are you going to allow somebody to take? Where are you going to put your boundaries at? How much money, and do you need to have another job? Or are you going to fight for this inheritance or your blah, blah, blah? Like it's other, there's a correlation here, right? And so just remember the question that you need to be asking in meditation is, what can I let go of that's going to allow me to feel safe, comfortable, and secure? All right. Okay, so one more time. The first question I'm going to ask is what can no longer be hidden. So what is going to be revealed in this full moon? This is a very special full moon because we have Uranus and we have Venus. So what can no longer be hidden? What's going to be revealed to you in this Taurus full moon? So you guys have the Magician too. Somebody else got the Magician. I can't remember who it was. So the Magician, what's going to be revealed is something that you had worked on in your past. I feel like that. Something that you've had experience with, and maybe it didn't go so well the last time, or maybe you thought that it was nothing. Like maybe you put effort in it, you were discouraged, it didn't work out. I feel like something is going to come to light that that you get fruits from, like money or a valuable, like maybe, like, I'm just going to give you a scenario. Like maybe something that you invested in comes to like actually make something and it hadn't been making anything, right? So I feel like that, I feel like you're pulling, yeah, this is something that you've worked on. This is something you have experience in. And I feel like in the full moon, this gets illuminated. This gets shown to you. And this is part of the shift that happens. So remember, Uranus shocks and awe, but it's so that you can feel better, right? So I feel like that for some of you. And then the second is the release card. So what can I let go of to help in this full moon? Oh, Aries, what are y'all doing? All right, so you have the Nine of Swords. So I feel like you know that there's a decision or something that you have to do and you're not doing it. I feel like you're too much in your head. You're getting overwhelmed because I call it busybody work. You know, where it's that one thing that you have to do, so you start doing a million other things so that you can say, oh, I haven't had time to do it. That's what I feel like you need to let go of. I feel like you need to let go of the disorganization. I feel like you need to get more focused. I feel like you need to let go of the fear. I feel like you need, and trust me, I know that normally you're not fearful, but it's like this one thing that's holding you back. It's like the one thing that you need to do is the one thing that you're making busy work so that you don't have to do it. That's what I'm feeling. You need to let go of, and that to me, darling, is a fear. So you need to let go of that fear and trust that you know where you're going. You may not know exactly where you're going, but your soul does, right? And so let go of the fear. Get more focused. Say what you want. Follow through. We talked about this in your Pluto. Follow through. Like, in order for you to manifest right now, from now to like 2023, it's about you understanding that you want to, if whatever it is that you're trying to manifest needs to have follow through, consistency, energy being put to it. That's what I'm feeling like. You need to let go of this past perception of, well, it was easy before, why can't I do it now, right? Because you're going a new way. And if you're going a new way, then you're blazing a new trail. You're the pioneer. That means there isn't a trail there. That means you have to make the trail for others to go for others to come along behind you, and to blaze the trail that takes consistency, that takes energy, that takes the work. Okay, that's what you need to change your perception. That's what I'm feeling. You need to let go of that old paradigm. You need to let go of that old way of thinking. You need to let go of those old fears. You need to let go of the disorganization in your mind. That's what I'm feeling, disorganization in your mind. All right, so the third one is transformation. So what is getting ready to emerge? What's going to be coming out of this full moon? So this is a state of mind. What's coming out of this full moon is not, I don't say manifestation like physical. I'm not saying that you're not going to get physical manifestation, because I think you do over here. But I feel like there's some adjustment needing to do. And I feel like I'm seeing Venus over here where you're being stubborn and you don't want to adjust. Like, it's almost like you don't want to give up some of this money, or don't want to give up some of this thing. And that's exactly what's holding you back. So what's emerging is the Palace of Wands. So the Palace of Wands is a state of mind. It is your sign. It is your energy. It is fire energy. The Palace of Wands is about what's emerging is passion. What's emerging is that thing coming from your heart, being able to stick with it and say that you want it and put the energy and have the consistency. That's what's emerging. Okay? So I don't necessarily see that you're going to get a specific manifestation, but I do see that you get something over here. It's just where you're headed on a soul. This is more soul level. Because this is the thing, Aries, you can manifest like nobody's business, right? Like, you're that one that, like, you'll say, I don't have any money, but then you want to go someplace and then all of a sudden you, like, manifest, I don't know, you can manifest $300 like that, right? Because you want to go to this place. Like, if you really want it, and things hadn't been working out that way for you lately because on a soul level, you're going in a different direction. And so you're having to actually put work into it. And you're not afraid of hard work. It just has to come from your heart. It has to come from passion. That's what I'm feeling like this is coming from. That's where you're headed. That's where you're going. Okay, so I hope this helps. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I thank you very much for watching all my videos. I'm going to be headed over and finished by November videos, and then I'll be getting them out in a couple of days. Okay? Love you, love you, love you. Bye.